It's almost impressive how comically bad Nintendo's online systems are. I can't wrap my head around this new Nintendo Switch mobile app. In case you weren't aware, if you want to socialize with anybody through the Nintendo Switch, you've got to do it through an app on your phone. Not through the Switch itself, but on your phone. I don't understand the thought process of making this unnecessary hassle for anybody that wants to socialize through games. I think you'd be hard-pressed to argue that this is a good system of online play. Now, of course, I can kinda see where they're coming from by not wanting to put voice chat in Splatoon or Mario Kart. Nintendo has this stereotype of being kid-friendly, you know? Although that's not necessarily true because I'm not a kid and I like Nintendo, and probably if you're watching this, you're not a kid and you like Nintendo. And Nintendo doesn't really go out of their way to combat this stereotype. They seem to do things that reinforce this stereotype, like this online system. The other day I got in a discussion with somebody online and they were saying that Nintendo needs to protect children who might be playing Splatoon or Mario Kart. Obviously, if people are using voice chat, they could use the voice chat to harm this kid, maybe verbally harass them or whatever. The problem is, it's not Nintendo's responsibility to protect your children. It's not your responsibility to look out for all the kids who might be hurt by people online yelling at them. When I was a kid, I would go on Gary's Mod and just fuck around and people would call me out as a cringy individual who had a high-pitched voice. And yeah, that was true, but it was so fun to see their reactions, listen to arguments, and so on. On the other hand, you had positive experiences that I probably wouldn't have gotten if Gary's Mod or other places had restrictive elements like Nintendo has. I met a lot of my online friends at a young age when I was playing through Trouble in Terrorist Town or something and we would get into a conversation. It wasn't like a creepy thing or anything, we became friends and it was nice. By Nintendo taking away this element, I think a lot of people are losing out on something that could be pretty fun to experience. Now, voice chat is obviously not for everyone, not everybody likes it, but I think it's important to recognize that voice chat is not inherently bad. It can be a good thing where everybody's just hanging out and having a good time. Saying that Nintendo needs to get rid of this feature just to protect children, it's just ridiculous. If anybody should be protecting children, it's their parents. Other than complaining about this issue because I'm sure a lot of you have similar feelings as I do about this, why don't we go through some solutions? I think Nintendo could have had voice chat, but maybe had like a feature in parental controls where they could just be disabled entirely. This way kids wouldn't know if there was voice chat and they wouldn't be able to interact with voice chat. If you have those parental controls on the system, that protects those children but also allows people who want to use the voice chat and meet new people online. Of course, it's not like meeting new people in a romantic sense, but you know, just talking to new people who like the same things you do. Chances are, if you're playing Splatoon and you're talking with another person who plays Splatoon, you probably have a lot in common. You probably both like Nintendo or like Splatoon. There's a lot to talk about. Furthering that, if somebody's being abusive or harassing other people, why not have a system to report them? This is something a lot of other online systems have, and I don't understand why Nintendo couldn't have implemented such a system on their own. This would prevent people from harassing kids, from harassing others, and making the experience for everyone just a downer. Overwatch has voice chat, and yeah, there's a lot of terrible people on the voice chat in Overwatch. But the thing is, there's a report button, and there's a mute button for those type of people. If you don't want to play with a certain person like that ever again, you're given the option to never play with them again. This is something that's an industry standard, and I don't understand Nintendo's reluctance to get on board with such a thing. It doesn't ruin the game, but why even have a voice chat option if you're going to make it so needlessly convoluted? Going through an app and also having the app have to be always open on your phone, which is so dumb, it's just pointless. Even if Nintendo had to have an app, and let's say they have to have an app and the Switch can't do any of the online features as I discussed before, why couldn't have Nintendo taken a page from like Discord and done what they do? It would be different of course, but then you wouldn't have to constantly have the app open and so on. I think what upsets me the most about this type of thing is that Nintendo expects us to pay for such a system, such a shitty system. As an example, Discord works almost flawlessly, and that's free. Nintendo, on the other hand, expects us to pay for a system that's janky from the get-go. And already for their online systems, it's not looking good. There's connection issues everywhere already, and if this is a sign of things to come, I don't understand how anybody can justify spending $30 or whatever a month for Nintendo's online systems. In an ideal world, Nintendo would model their online system after something that works. Something that has voice chatting games, something that has competent servers, and so on. I'm sure a lot of you are saying, oh, you're just complaining. This is stupid. Who cares if there's voice chat? Who cares if there's a social function? Who cares about this app? I do. I like playing these games, and I like being engrossed in the community. Miiverse set Nintendo on the right track for online systems, as weird as Miiverse got. When you went on Miiverse, you could talk about games with other people, post your statuses about games, and that was kinda neat. I don't know about all of you, but when I'm playing an online game, I like to be engrossed in the community. I like to feel like I'm a part of something when I'm playing Splatoon or whatever. That's why I kinda like Overwatch, because there's that communication aspect and it's also a fun game. If Splatoon 2 had that, I think it would be even better. Splatoon 2 is already pretty fun, and Mario Kart 8 is so much fun. That's why I care so much. I love these games, and I just want to see Nintendo succeed. I don't want to see Nintendo stuck in the past with no idea on how to do anything online-oriented. I'd like to see them move forward and innovate on ideas already present by other game developers. Nintendo is at their finest when they're innovating and doing something creative. But this is not the way to do it. Xbox Live, you know what that is? That's a system that worked pretty well for what it was 15 years ago. 15 years ago, it had all of these features I've been mentioning now, and Nintendo, 15 years later, has not looked at their ideas and tried to copy them. There's nothing wrong with copying these ideas. If something works, then why would you try to change it? I just really hope Nintendo listens to this feedback and fixes their online system. Let's be optimistic for once. Maybe they will. And if they did, I think ARMS, Splatoon 2, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe could be a lot more enjoyable. And if you don't like those ideas, and you don't like interacting with the community, which is totally fine, I understand a lot of people aren't into that, then ideally you'd have some system where you could turn it off and not have to listen to people. For those wondering, I'll be talking about Splatoon 2 in a short while, and I'll probably be talking about another game series pretty soon. As always, if you disagree or agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.